And welcome to this video. My name's David Thorne and you're watching David's Videos. In this video, we're going to be talking about how you can find a job in Germany and specifically what my experience was like finding a job and also other tips and tricks that I've learned how to find good paying jobs in Germany. So if you're interested in knowing my experience and what things you can learn from my experience and the tips and tricks that I'm going to give you, then keep watching and make sure you watch all the way through to the end so you understand all of the steps. So without further ado, let's get started. When I want to find a new job, what I do is I utilize Zing, Z-I-N-G, the website and the app to display all of my skills, my previous job history, and possibly some of my hobbies and stuff like that that I like doing. This allows my future employer to then look at all of the things that I've done and can do, and naturally they can contact me directly through their recruitment agency or whatever it is that is going to contact me. As a software developer, I'm not really that bothered about using like job agencies and the job center and any other external sources. I really just focus on the recruiting department of the company contacting me directly, and sometimes I've had the actual managing director contact me directly to have a chat about whether or not I would like to come and work for their company, which is pretty cool in itself. So for me, I will always use Zing, Xing, however you want to pronounce it, to find me a job. Now you can use LinkedIn as well and other websites, but I always find use the one that has the best network for you. Now I've built a good network on Zing now for myself. So my advice to you would be to create a profile on these portals, let's call them, and then view them every single day and try and update them every day and try and connect with other people in your area of expertise. Just by connecting to everyone and anything is also okay, because you never know which person is looking at your profile. So this is how I personally find jobs, and do find jobs this way. The last 2 jobs that I've had have come directly from the employer, directly messages to me, and we've had meetings over the space of a week or so. So job searching place number 1 for me would be Zing, LinkedIn, or any other similar website that you can use like that for displaying all of your work history. So let's move on to the next thing that you could use. In Germany, there is the job center. Now the Arbeitsamt and job center are 2 different things. The job center will be there to help you to search for a job, and that's where you register yourself that you are actively searching for a job if you are currently using the Arbeitslosengeld or Hartz IV. Sorry for the pronunciation if it is wrong. I'm pretty certain it's correct. This is where you will then be required to register yourself if you had a job previously and you are receiving Arbeitslosengeld or money from the state because you don't have a job. Now, they will have a listings of different employers searching for jobs, and you can actively list yourself on their database, so other companies can contact you directly. Majority of the time, they're not going to. If you're in the software development area, like me, they'll try and tend to contact the developers directly. Now, I don't really know much about other fields of expertise, but I'm guessing that if they really need someone and they can't find someone in other Zing or LinkedIn and so on, then they may contact the job center to find people for them. So this is definitely something that you should do, and you should prioritize, in my opinion. But if you are in a specialist area, then use tools like Zing and LinkedIn to do it. Otherwise, you definitely don't leave out going to the job center, registering yourself on there, because this is always there to help. And 9 times out of 10, if you are receiving support from the city, you've got to do it anyway. If you've just come to Germany and you don't know anyone here and you're literally by yourself, then I'm sorry, this next bit isn't really going to be of any assistance to you. Although you can start trying to think about doing this, is building a network of people that you know through WhatsApp. If you know what job they do, you know where they work in your local area, then at least you can find out whether there are jobs available. And they will normally, in Germany, will get some form of bonus if they can recruit someone. Good companies will pay bonuses to people that assist with the recruitment of other employees. And after your 6 months probation period, or after 3 months, it's all dependent upon different companies. Some companies I've worked for, you got a €2,000 bonus for just them starting their first day. There are always advantages for you to recruit other people and find other people. So this is another way of doing it. You can naturally go door to door and ask people. It really all depends upon what type of speciality you're looking to get a job in. Now, if you are in the hospitality area, then go into restaurants and hotels and bars. Personally, I'd say it's probably going to be the best thing you can do, because a picture paints 1,000 words. And if you can present yourself nicely and you can greet your new employer in such a nice way, then they'll think, wait a minute, this person is presentable and this person is confident enough to confront other people about topics in difficult situations. On the telephone or through a letter, it's very easy to write down that you're fantastic at something. Coming to your future employer in person really proves to them to see the qualities that you have, your charisma that you have. Then they can ask you the questions directly about, how did you do this? How did you do that? Do you like this? Do you like that? And so on. So in the hospitality area, I would say try and get a curriculum vitae, a Lebenslauf written already. So Lebenslauf is a curriculum vitae in Germany. And what you send attached to your Lebenslauf is a Bewerbung. And that's like a job application, like a cover letter that goes with your Lebenslauf. So my advice would be to print out your Lebenslauf so you can take it to the company. When they say, do you have your Lebenslauf with you? Then you can give it to them with a copy of all references from your previous employers in other countries. And if you are from other non-German speaking languages, try and have it translated into German already, or into, let's say, English or something that they can understand it already. So the next thing that I think that I would use in Germany to find a job would be the internet. Obviously, I would look everywhere and anywhere to find the local businesses in my area, simply by doing a Google search and using a couple of keywords. So if I wanted to find a job in my local area for web development, then I would go into Google, put web development in, and then go onto the maps and see which companies are listed there for me. And then I can then look through their websites and go on their career. Otherwise, I can kind of get a judgment of the size of the company and so on. And from there, you can phone them and ask them for you basically recruiting them. So the next thing that I would suggest to do is to find companies on Google or on the internet that are good companies that you would like to work for. And if they don't display any vacancies on their websites, then I would phone the company up and ask for the person responsible for recruiting in the company, or at least ask for the name of the person. Gives you, one, the person's name that you need to write to. Two, if you ask for the email, it gives their email address that you can write to. Now, most websites, most companies will have like an info at, or a jobs at, or a Bewerbung at, that you can send your job applications to. But by you phoning up and finding out the name of the person who is responsible for the recruiting and getting their email address, you can then send them an email direct with your Lebenslauf, your curriculum vitae, and also your Bewerbung, which is your job application, your cover letter. This gives you that one extra step in the door. Now, if you can get yourself through to that person on the telephone, you can find out more information about any job vacancies that they do have. It can also be that they ask you more questions about what you have done. And it may be that they will put you in contact with a specialist in their company who they can ask you questions to see whether or not you fit a specific position. Now, you never know. The company might not be looking for someone at the moment, but because it's just you that are on the phone, they may think, I like this person, and it's worthwhile making a position for you. Now, don't think this is just a dream. This is super possible. If a company sees the advantage of having you, then they will employ you. They will find a place in their company for you because you bring value to them. Now, if you don't bring any value at all, then you're not going to get a job anyway. So you need to find the right people to speak to. So find the company you like. Look on their website if they've got any job vacancies. If they do have any job vacancies and you like the job vacancies that they have, read through them and then phone up anyway and say, I've just got a couple of questions about the job vacancy. This, once again, will allow you to get directly through to the person who's responsible for answering of any job applicants for this one job. It gets you through the door. It gets your foot in the door. And it also gives you a little bit of inside information. If you can ask specific questions for you to learn about that one job and how long they've been searching for and how many people have they had already searching for it, what is the likelihood of getting this one job. So this is just ways and means of getting that one little bit further. If you are a foreigner in Germany, which I'm guessing you are, then you need all the help that you can get. And these are steps that I have done. I gave up doing because I lost all of my enthusiasm for it. But once I started doing them again, that's what got my foot in the door, and it started my career as a software developer. So the words I am saying to you are words of wisdom rather than just words that I've researched to put on this video. Most of my videos always come from my experiences. So yeah, anyway, so there's phoning and contacting yourself and it just gets you that one foot in the door. So the next thing that we're going to talk about, I would really leave as the last emergency thing that you should do. And this is a job agency. Right now, the job agency is called Zeitfirma in Germany, which means that you work for them and they find you jobs working for other people. This doesn't mean that you work for the other people. You are contracted to work for this company and you then work for them and they find you a place that you can work at. So it can be that your job placement, as in the physical place that you actually work at, the location, could change on a weekly basis. They could send you anywhere at any one time doing any job. So one day you could be sat on a computer with your headset on, doing in a nice office and stuff, or from 9 till 5, and you could be answering telephones, doing everything super duper, earning minimum wage. We'll get to that in a minute. And then next day you could be working from 11 o'clock at night time till 6 o'clock in the morning, taking shoes out of one box and putting shoes in another box, and doing that for 8 hours long, an hour at a time, getting a 5-minute break between. This is what you could be doing for minimum wage. Now, so just remember that they will give you a job in a heartbeat. If you go into this office and say, I need a job, will you give me a job, please? They will throw a job at you so fast that it will bounce at you, hit you over, and you will need to go to the hospital because you got shot. They need you to have a job because they only make money if you have a job. And they are, in my opinion, the lowest of the low because they want people that need jobs. They want to know that if you don't want to work for them, there's 30,000 other people standing outside that door that will fulfill this job for you, for them, not for you. And they can pay everything and anything. And if someone says, I will do it for 1 cent less, they will use the person that does it for 1 cent less instead. They don't care about you. They care about the contracts and making sure they fulfill the contract. So the people in the companies that have found the business that need, let's say, 10 people, 20 people for 3 weeks, those are the people making money because they are making money from your work. So when you do go to work, it can be that the other company is paying 15 euros per hour for your work, but they are only paying you 9 euros per hour. So they're making the money on top. This is unfair. It also can be that you can work for a company. Let's say, for example, let's use a Scandinavian company, a furniture company, that you could work in a factory or something. Now, you're there picking up boxes and moving stuff around for minimum wage, which is about 9 euros an hour or something. And someone stood next to you could be working because of a full contract with this company, and they could be earning, say, like 14, 15 euros per hour doing exactly the same job. But it's just because that person is working directly for the company and you are working for the job agency, the Zeitfirma. Now, there are some companies that will only take you on if you do, say, 6 months with the Zeitfirma to prove your worth. And once you have done that 6 months, then you can work for their company. So it's, in other words, you can earn bad money for 6 months and then you can work for them and earn not so good money. If you don't have a job and there's no sign of getting a job and you don't have any money, this is all absolutely awesome. And I can promise you, I have been there, seen it and done it. I've done this stuff. I've come to Dortmund. I needed a job. I needed money. And I went to these people and I said, give me a job right now. I've seen worse. I've done worse. And I understand what bad jobs are. Give me a job and I'll do it. And within like 8 hours or something, they told me where to be, at what time to be. The next day, started working. It wasn't the greatest of jobs, but what it did do is it got me money, and it got me working. And over time, because I had enough money to pay for the bills and rent and stuff to be self-sufficient, I managed to then find another job, which assisted me to become a software developer. So in Germany, if you do want to find a job where you can find a job, it does work, but I really would leave it at the bottom of the list and leave it as an emergency. So there we go. But it does work. I can promise you that. So there's probably a whole bunch of different ways, a whole bunch of other different methods and techniques that you can do in order to find a job in Germany. You know, I've only tried a few of them because I found one method that works for me. And once I did that, then I haven't changed it because it does work for me. And that is then Sing and LinkedIn. The jobs have always come and the offers have always come. It's only because I have a very specialized job and there are a reduced amount of people knowing how to do what I do. So it is slightly more easier sometimes finding a job than other job specialities. I hope that the points that I've given you so far are going to be of some form of assistance. Then let me know in the comments down below, which things do you think you did that helped you, and how do you think you could help other people? If you do like the content that I've created in this one video, then I will be making more content like this. So possibly you might want to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you are notified when I release the next video in this series. I do make lots of other programming videos on my channel, and I have lots of other Borussia Dortmund videos. So maybe this is something that you do like also. I try to vary the different styles of videos that I do. Currently, I'm creating videos about living in Germany because I think it's kind of appropriate because of people are staying at home right now and trying to work out what they can do and how they can do it. And I'm trying to inform other people in other countries what it's like living in Germany right now without using a few keywords in the videos. It's more about just general life living in Germany rather than talking about specific events that are happening right now. All I want to say now is really thank you very much for watching this far. The people that watch to the end of my videos are the most special people to me, I must admit. I just want to say thank you very much for watching, and there'll be a video on the screen right now for the next recommended video for you on my channel. If there isn't a video on the screen right now recommended from my channel, then why not use the link in the video description to go to my channel to then check out more videos that I do have. Otherwise, I wish you a nice day. Stay safe. Bye then.